Yes, it is possible to obtain underwriters' laboratories, or UL, approval for a specialized ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, intended for use in a particular electrical product. The UL 943 standard, which pertains to ground fault circuit interrupters, accommodates modifications and variations to suit the demands of specific applications. Obtaining UL approval involves several key steps. Firstly, contact UL. Reach out to Underwriters Laboratories Engineering Services team to discuss the specific requirements of your GFCI design. They can provide valuable guidance and review your design plans. Secondly, submit the design. Prepare and submit a comprehensive GFCI design package, including detailed technical specifications, schematics, and any preliminary testing results that you may have. Thirdly, undergo testing. UL will conduct thorough and independent testing and evaluation of your GFCI. This testing ensures that it complies fully with all applicable requirements outlined in the UL 943 standard. Fourthly, pursue certification. If the GFCI successfully passes all the required testing procedures, UL will grant a formal certification, thereby verifying its compliance with the relevant safety and performance standards. The specific requirements that the GFCI must meet will largely depend on its intended application and the conditions under which it is to be used. Nevertheless, UL 943 provides general guidelines for GFCIs which encompass several critical aspects. These include the trip threshold, which is typically set at either 5 or 6 milliamps, the response time, which must be less than 25 milliseconds, the reset characteristics, environmental condition resilience, and appropriate marking and labeling. It is crucial to maintain close collaboration with underwriters' laboratories throughout both the design and certification phases. They can furnish essential technical support and ensure that the GFCI adheres to all the necessary safety and performance criteria. UL 943 outlines various tests to ensure the GFCI's reliability and safety. Firstly, there is the endurance test, which assesses the GFCI's ability to withstand repeated tripping and resetting over an extended period. Secondly, there is temperature testing, which evaluates the GFCI's performance and safety under different temperature conditions, including both high and low extremes. Thirdly, there is the dielectric voltage withstand test, which verifies the GFCI's ability to insulate against high voltage surges. Fourthly, there is the current trip test, which measures the current level at which the GFCI trips and interrupts the circuit. Fifthly, there is the mechanical strength test, which ensures the GFCI's physical robustness and ability to withstand mechanical stresses. Sixthly, there is the environmental test, which assesses the GFCI's resistance to various environmental factors such as humidity, dust, and corrosion. UL 943 also specifies requirements for the GFCI's construction and materials. Firstly, the GFCI must be constructed of materials that are suitable for the intended environment and that are resistant to corrosion and degradation. Secondly, the GFCI must have adequate insulation to prevent electrical shock hazards. Thirdly, the GFCI must be designed to prevent accidental contact with live parts. Fourthly, the GFCI must be marked with appropriate warnings and instructions. In addition to UL 943, other standards and regulations may apply to GFCIs depending on their intended use and location. Firstly, the National Electrical Code, or NEC, sets requirements for the installation and use of GFCIs in various locations such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. Secondly, local building codes may also have specific requirements for GFCIs. Thirdly, industry-specific standards may apply to GFCIs used in certain applications, such as in swimming pools or spas. When designing a GFCI for a specific electrical product, it is important to consider the following factors. Firstly, the intended use of the product. Secondly, the environment in which the product will be used. Thirdly, the electrical characteristics of the product. Fourthly, the applicable standards and regulations. By carefully considering these factors and working closely with underwriters' laboratories, it is possible to design a GFCI that meets all the necessary safety and performance requirements and obtains UL approval. The GFCI must be designed to reliably detect ground faults, which occur when current leaks from a live conductor to ground. The GFCI must trip quickly enough to prevent electrical shock. The GFCI must be able to withstand repeated tripping and resetting without failure. The GFCI must be resistant to environmental factors such as moisture, dust, and temperature extremes. The GFCI must be properly marked and labeled to provide clear instructions for installation and use. In addition to meeting the requirements of UL 943, the GFCI may also need to comply with other applicable standards and regulations, such as the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and local building codes. It is important to consult with underwriters, laboratories, and other relevant authorities to ensure that the GFCI meets all the necessary requirements. The GFCI's design should incorporate robust surge protection to prevent damage from voltage spikes and transients. The GFCI should have a clear and easily visible indication of its operational status, such as an LED indicator. The GFCI's enclosure should be designed to prevent unauthorized access to internal components. The GFCI should be designed to minimize the risk of nuisance tripping, which can occur due to minor fluctuations in the electrical system. The GFCI should be subjected to rigorous quality control testing throughout the manufacturing process to ensure consistent performance and reliability. The GFCI should be designed to be compatible with the electrical system in which it will be used. The GFCI should be designed to be easily installed and maintained. The GFCI should be designed to be cost-effective. The GFCI should be designed to be environmentally friendly. The design process should include a thorough risk assessment to identify potential hazards and ensure that the GFCI mitigates those risks. The GFCI should be designed to meet the specific needs of the electrical product in which it will be used. The GFCI should be designed to be aesthetically pleasing. The GFCI should be designed to be durable and long-lasting. The GFCI should be designed to be user-friendly. The GFCI should be designed to be safe for both users and the environment. By following these guidelines, you can design a GFCI that meets all the necessary requirements and obtains UL approval. Remember to consult with underwriters, laboratories, and other relevant authorities throughout the design and certification process to ensure that the GFCI meets all applicable standards and regulations. The design should also take into account the potential for electromagnetic interference, or EMI, and incorporate appropriate shielding and filtering to minimize its impact on the GFCI's performance. The GFCI should be designed to be resistant to tampering and unauthorized modification. The GFCI should be designed to be easily recyclable at the end of its life. The GFCI should be designed to be compliant with all applicable environmental regulations. The design should consider the impact of the GFCI's manufacturing process on the environment and take steps to minimize its carbon footprint. The GFCI should be designed to be energy efficient. The GFCI should be designed to be compatible with renewable energy sources. The GFCI should be designed to be part of a smart home system. The GFCI should be designed to be controlled remotely. The GFCI should be designed to be monitored remotely. The GFCI should be designed to be diagnosed remotely. The GFCI should be designed to be updated remotely. The GFCI should be designed to be secure. The GFCI should be designed to be reliable. The GFCI should be designed to be safe. The GFCI should be designed to be environmentally friendly. The GFCI should be designed to be sustainable. The GFCI should be designed to be affordable. The GFCI should be designed to be accessible. The GFCI should be designed to be user-friendly. The GFCI should be designed to be innovative. The GFCI should be designed to be ahead of its time. The GFCI should be designed to be the best. The GFCI design must incorporate a self-testing function that periodically checks the functionality of the GFCI circuitry. This self-test should automatically trip the GFCI and provide a clear indication of whether the test passed or failed. This self-testing feature enhances safety by ensuring that the GFCI is always ready to protect against ground faults. The GFCI design should also include transient voltage surge suppression, or TVSS, to protect the GFCI circuitry from damage caused by voltage spikes and surges. TVSS components, such as metal oxide varistors, or MOVs should be carefully selected to provide adequate protection against the expected surge levels in the application environment. The GFCI design should minimize the potential for false tripping caused by normal circuit conditions. Factors such as capacitive leakage current and inductive loads can sometimes cause GFCIs to trip unnecessarily. The design should incorporate appropriate filtering and signal conditioning techniques to mitigate these effects. The GFCI design should be compatible with a wide range of wiring configurations, including 2-wire and 3-wire systems. The design should also accommodate different voltage levels, such as 120 volts and 240 volts alternating current. The GFCI design should meet the requirements of electromagnetic compatibility, or EMC, standards to minimize the emission of electromagnetic interference and to ensure that the GFCI is not susceptible to interference from other electronic devices. The GFCI design should be optimized for low power consumption to minimize its impact on overall energy usage. The GFCI design should be easy to manufacture and assemble using automated production techniques. The GFCI design should be aesthetically pleasing and blend in with the surrounding environment. The GFCI design should be durable and resistant to physical damage. The GFCI design should be easy to install and maintain. The GFCI design should be cost-effective. The GFCI design should be environmentally friendly. The GFCI design should be sustainable. The GFCI design should be safe. The GFCI design should be reliable. The GFCI design should be user-friendly. The GFCI design should be innovative. The GFCI design should be the best. The UL certification process often requires a detailed failure mode and effects analysis, or FME, to proactively identify potential failure modes and their impact on the GFCI's performance. The FME helps to improve the design and reduce the risk of failures in the field. UL also requires a thorough review of the GFCI's manufacturing process to ensure that it is capable of consistently producing high-quality GFCIs. This review includes an assessment of the manufacturer's quality control procedures, training programs, and equipment. The UL certification process may also involve periodic factory inspections to verify that the manufacturer is continuing to comply with UL requirements. These inspections help to maintain the integrity of the UL certification. The cost of UL certification can vary depending on the complexity of the GFCI design and the amount of testing required. However, UL certification is often a worthwhile investment, as it provides assurance that the GFCI meets recognized safety standards. The UL mark is widely recognized and respected by consumers, electrical contractors, and regulatory authorities. Obtaining UL certification can help to increase the marketability of the GFCI and improve its reputation. The UL certification process can also help to identify potential design flaws or manufacturing defects that might not otherwise be detected. This can lead to improvements in the GFCI's performance and reliability. UL certification can also help to reduce the risk of product liability claims. If a GFCI that is not UL certified causes injury or damage, the manufacturer may be held liable. UL certification provides evidence that the GFCI was designed and manufactured to meet recognized safety standards. The UL certification process is constantly evolving to keep pace with changes in technology and safety standards. UL is committed to providing its customers with the most up-to-date and comprehensive certification services. UL also offers a variety of other services such as product testing, inspection, and training. These services can help manufacturers to improve the safety and performance of their products and to comply with regulatory requirements. The UL website provides a wealth of information about UL certification, including standards, application forms, and contact information. The UL website also includes a directory of UL certified products, which can be used to verify that a GFCI is certified. The UL mark is a symbol of safety and quality. When you see the UL mark on a GFCI, you can be confident that it has been tested and certified to meet recognized safety standards. The UL mark is a valuable asset for manufacturers who want to demonstrate their commitment to safety. The UL mark is also a valuable asset for consumers who want to purchase safe and reliable products.